Saturday top-up time. Beautiful morning. Good morning, Glenn.
Yeah, a bit of autumn about with the chill in the air, mate.
Gee, you're calling it early there. It was cooler this morning.
No, it affected me on the beach, mate.
That's good to hear, and that's important for your preparation today. Rosehill, 31 scratchings in the end. We had most of those yesterday. And look, this meeting sets up very similarly to two meetings back at Rosehill, which was the 28th of November. And on that day, let me tell you about that. The first race was run by the O'Shea debutant Robadera, getting up the inside. And it was also the day that 3 Oud came from 3 wide back in the field. So I'd marked the track a little bit of on pace, a little bit of inside, but if you were good enough, you could do something, you could make something of it. Okay, well, we're sitting here now at race 1, and let's share our screen to see what's happening here. Sitting here race 1 with the fixed odds at $1.35 remark, currently trading around $1.50 there on the fair with 15,000, nearly 15,000 matched. No real action fixed odds on anything else. So I guess the other talking point of the race is that they put down 16 acceptors and they end up with 8 runners. That seems like everyone's...
What, run away from the favourite, or?
Oh, they just run away from anything that doesn't suit them, as in a double figure draw, and you end up with an eight horse field, which I suppose that's the way things are, isn't it? No one wants a contest. They all want to put their hands out.
Interesting just to look at the fair there with 14,400 matched on the favourite, and on the second favourite, $44.
Well, it's, I suppose the second favouritism, seems obvious number 2, but and that's the remaining Waller runner. We didn't mention the blue colours there yesterday, which seemed to trial Sweetly, although
Sweetly
looks to need some in-running luck, as does the favourite. And yeah, I suppose
Gordon and I went straight over it because Remark just owned that trial and it's out of that trial, but it was okay.
All right, race 2.
Place.
Yeah, race 2. Now we've seen Talier, the betting really switch around here. So Talier, the horse of focus on the fair there, 284 wanted. It's into 260 fixed, and the bopper is obviously the
heading north.
Yeah, which we did remark on the fact that it did seem a bit short yesterday, and I suppose they've gone to the obvious sort of horse with the very short profile, which is Talier, who has to sit today, and we've seen the best of her when she's been in control, haven't we?
Yeah, but I'm not surprised with the money. It was my top pick yesterday. I thought the bottom was a bit short. I couldn't imagine taking 284 Talier though. This is the problem with modern day punting, is you like something and then you miss the price and you don't want to back it.
Yeah, but as we've seen on this show week after week after week, the early moves are exaggerated, and there is money to be made by laying some of these firmers on the fair at this stage of proceedings. So we'll wait and see on that one, but interesting race and fascinating race. Great parade race.
Great parade race. Can't wait. And looking forward to seeing number 1, who I still think's got a genuine chance. But it might have no.
Race.
What a game.
Yeah, race 3, the highway, and Banger and In Heart's Wake. In Heart's Wake I mentioned on the show yesterday. It's been a fixed odds firmer into $10. Sorry, at $8.50 Heart's Wake, In Heart's Wake, and Banger's 15 into 10. And Mother's Mercy remains the favourite. She's sitting there at $5.50 on the fair at the moment. Obviously, Patton in the first 2 will also determine her fate as far as betting is concerned, but they do appear at this stage to be interested in those 2 horses I mentioned, plus Rosa. So Rosa and In Heart's Wake probably getting sweet runs, and Banger on the quick back up after going 1,400 back to 1,200, and now up to 1,500. It does seem a bit of a setup, doesn't it?
Does seem a setup, and I'm surprised at the price of Mother's Mercy. I think that's terrific odds, $5.50, and the other 2 I mentioned on the show yesterday. There looks 6-7 chances in this race. Good race.
Not a bad highway at all.
Not a bad highway at all.
Race 4, the distance race of the day, 2,000 metres. No great action. Criminal Code looks fairly solid there. Sort of presents with the Saturday creds, the Saturday rider, the Saturday trainer, the blah blah blah. Harpo Marks, where we said on the show yesterday, looked the obvious blower in the from the markets that were current at the time, and other than that. Gord tipping the Mexican here, Glenn. That's he's not impressed at all with the locals.
Yeah, and I understand that line too. And DF's such an important thing in some races. I was told perfect example of the week. Also, I couldn't possibly have had was the Claire Cunningham horse with complete DF. Stable change from down south there. What was it called?
Yeah, it was from Trevor Sutherland.
Trevor Sutherland. Jake Collins just 10-1, just owned him, and all it had going to the race was DF.
Well, I did say on the top-up show on Wednesday that she'd done a very good job with Magic Over the Bay from a similarly placed country stable, and it is. Joe Pride does that as well.
Yeah,
Joe Pride's got double Saturday City wins out of that short course mare, De Grawen. Started out with a Hawkesbury trainer, couldn't win a maiden. All right. That staying race is
just number 2 for me, number 3 for Gordon.
Ho hum. Number 4 for me. It's like blah blah blah. Race 5, 1,200 meter race, and I've been told that I should have inspected the ownership of Cognac to realise why it was fancied. Thanks for that tip. The firmer here is Counter Rupee, which is into 340 fixed. Still high threes there on the fair, but 2,000 match, so a bit of interest early. And some specking for Americana Magic.
Right. Wow.
It's a desperate race, isn't it?
It's a desperate race. I still had number 10 on top. Warming to number 8 overnight.
Yeah, well, that was the horse I mentioned on the show yesterday, only because you know what to expect here. It's, in the absence of S. Clipperton being really aggressive, Nash-like on Lancaster Bomber, which is sort of hard to see because you know that Timmy will be bouncing out there and asserting himself on Liberty Sun. So I thought that that leading this field wouldn't be hopeless, especially with the icky feeling I've got about Kath, sitting on the inside, trying to get a run. But anyway, that's
I think Liberty
it's a bit
Sun's
nuanced.
A horse I'm going to have an interest on today, and maybe lay in the run at half the price, hopefully.
That sounds like a great strategy. First of Snowden runners here in Charaterra. Not that I'm mentioning Charaterra, I'm mentioning Snowden 41 Metro outs in Sydney.
And I knew it had been a run.
Two from the last 60 days, 2 winners from 66, and they are Charaterra and Smart Image, both at Canterbury night meetings in early December.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a stable off the boil, isn't it? Race 6, and again another ho hum. When Above and Beyond is marked favourite, then
with
all really struggling.
And Orsian third pick.
Oh dear, our good man, our good friend of the show, Dodd. He's announced on Twitter that he's happy to lay Above and Beyond on Sally's day today. So good luck to him. The mover here is often his lad into 480 fixed and a little bit of money for the Rant horse. When I say Rant horse, the three of us have it on top. It's Trajection, but nothing happening much early doors there on the fair.
No, still very keen on number 4, and I thought 1 was the danger.
And obviously Patton will assist that race. It'll certainly assist the betting on the race. Race 7. Now, Joe Pride has said that, I forgot that previous race, that Canasta, which was a horse that I was very interested in, is coming back from tie-back surgery. I know a lot of people hate that. The 7th, and Joe Pride's been to the stewards and saying he intends to lead on Rabbit Claws. So the official maps had Terrace House holding it out, but the intention is to lead on Rabbit Claws, which will give you some clarity on the map in that race. As far as movers and shakers, Bazooka 10 into 7, not particularly reflected on the fair there, and some money for Snowden number 2, Sarah, at around $11.
In number 13, you said number 2, number 13.
I said Snowden number 2, sorry, as in the second Snowden run of the day.
Oh, okay. I thought you
No,
were
no,
looking at the. I thought you were looking at the barrier because the barrier was number 2.
Thanks for the clarity, because I mean, it did sound like I was saying number 2. Yeah, well, it's all eyes on Shake here, T-Berry. It's got all oozing with style at its first only run for Hawks after being previously trained by Widup. So she's obviously a key runner and a key sort of multi-type of horse in quaddie type of horse, quaddie, standout type of horse on the day. So
really like it. I think it's got a great chance.
Race 8, the mare's race, and I mentioned earlier that Dodds against Sally's Day. It does look a race where there's a lot of attention on Quinton with the riding change on Hibiscus Lady that's carried CJ plenty of times, and now gets a very good riding change to J Parr. Nothing really happening early doors in the fixed odds here. And the thing that struck me about this race was how exposed lots of horses are in this race. They're quite well into their preparation. The Lillamores, Never Talk, Hibiscus Lady, Brazen Gem, Kawakini, they've had lots and lots of runs, which is, I don't think ideal for an 1100. I think you want a bit of a spring in your step. So we'll see if that comes into play here. Anyway, I'm sure you'll come up with something from the parade here, Glenn, because
hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, a couple of them misbehave and I can land on the winner.
And the nightcap, it's a race where it's the third runner of the Snowdens, a Smart Image, and that was his last Sydney winner. Private Eye is into 230 fixed. Eminently likable in many respects, but is coming off 2 Kenzos, which will interest some people.
Yeah. Looks the two anchor 2 there on the quaddie, guys.
Yeah, so obviously got the 2 3-year-olds there, Smart Image and Private Eye, which are the featured runners in the race, and then you've got a pile of Canterbury Night Form into Pario, Catapult way down in the weights, and Super Contender. So it's not presenting as a Saturday race of any depth, is it?
No, just a race to finish on. I was tipping 5 from 8. I'm probably 8 from 5 now, just listening to that Stone stat, which does worry me.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that Dave Dwyer will be betting 110% on that race at 1 o'clock today for half an hour. So once we've got through the first race at Rosehill, get on to Dave and check out the market, the 110% market on that race. That'll be open from 1 till 1:30. Meanwhile, he's got 10 odds boosts with the code Millions 2021. And if you're a ranter that hasn't opened an account with Dave, if you open an account, put 500 in, he will give you 4 weeks back of your rant sub. Meanwhile, you also get 2 weeks back of your rant sub if you haven't joined us here, because you get the first 2 weeks free. So you don't even pay anything for the first 2 weeks, and you can cancel any time. So you get a lick of all that we do, which is Mounting Yard from Rosehill today. Ollie's on track at the Magic Millions, which is a gala meeting. So pleased to have some input there from the parade there up on the Gold Coast. Further to that, you get 4 or 5 shows a week. Lots of me, lots of Glenn, lots of Gord, and my assessments for every Wednesday and every Saturday, Sydney Metro. So
come and join us.
Come and join us. You can't beat us. And to those ranters that are solid, we'll see you on Monday for a recap of all things Saturday. So we'll catch you then.
Bye.